Gail, how do students get involved with this? Is there a selection process? How competitive is it? What's involved?
Right. There is a selection process, and it is competitive. Students have to have we set criteria. They have to have completed 15 credits at Montgomery College, have at least a 3.5 GPA, and they have to be a current student at the college to apply. So they can be graduating for the summer semester, for example. They also require 2 faculty recommendations from MC faculty. They can send in other supporting documents, but we also like to know that there are 2 faculty at MC that know of their academic scores. And the important thing is that we try to reach out to the students. We do mailings to students that have a certain number of credits and have the GPA required, to tell them that if they're interested, these opportunities are here. And then they fill out the application and they send it in. It's application, but the important thing is their resume and their transcript and an essay. They write an essay of interest, and then we have a selection committee, an advisory committee here that meets, goes over the applications, and we select the students to send forward to the 3 institutions.
Esther, we've been properly focusing on the role of the internship connection with the college and the museums, but there's a role for the faculty as well. So just to give folks a perspective, tell us about the rest of the relationship with Smithsonian and the others.
Well, I'm so glad that you asked that question. The faculty have a wonderful opportunity through the Institute to advocate for students who are excited about learning and who will make the college look good. This spring, we were extremely proud of the fact that we had more than 30 faculty, 30 individual people writing letters and putting their students forward. So, what a wonderful thing for faculty to do for their students.
I'm guessing for our students, this requires quite a bit of a time commitment. How much time are they expected to be at, or how many hours a week, I guess I should ask, are they expected to be at the internship, and how do they juggle that with being on campus?
It's hard. The students have a lot of juggling to do because they often have jobs outside of campus to make money to live, and they have a full-time schedule. These are students that are exceptional academically, and so they have a lot of pressures from school, and they also go about 16 hours a week. Financially, we try to get them to do it 2 days a week because the fees are high to go on the metro and things like that. So it's they do receive a stipend, but it's hard to have everything covered. But they do get a stipend that covers. Then they have to take an honors class that goes along with the internship. So it's a lot of juggling, and I think they'll be able to tell you better how they do it. But I'm always surprised that they pull it out and they do a great job.
Part us a little bit about that honors class. What goes into that, and how does it supplement what they're doing on the actual site?
The class is it's part of the honors curriculum, but the important thing is that it keeps the students come sometimes from different campuses, and they also are placed in different locations. So they could be at the Holocaust Museum, they could be at the Library of Congress, and they may not necessarily run into one another. And so it gives us a chance to get them together a certain number of times during the semester to meet, to share their experiences, and to sort of learn about the significance of the institutions that they're placed at, to bring back their stories as well. And they do work that's related to the postings that they've been placed in. So they'll keep a journal about their activities there and reflections on the importance of the activities they are involved in, as well as the institution and things like that. And then they create annotated bibliographies and things. So it's there's work related to their internships.
So they do some serious reading of scholarly materials that enriches their experience of the internship.
It seems obvious that if you live in this area, that you spend a lot of time at the Smithsonian Institution, where you've made the visit to the Library of Congress. I imagine that, and I'm being a little facetious because I think it's natural when you live in the area, you can neglect some of the best resources you have available. For many of these students, is this sort of a reawakening, maybe students who haven't gone since elementary school days? And we have a lot of international students who maybe this is their first exposure, but can you talk a little bit about the experiences just having the chance to be in the environment?
Well, I'm going to mention the fellowship program again in answering that question. The faculty fellowship program involves faculty bringing their students to the museums, and these aren't necessarily the students who are applying for the internships, but what we have found is that we'll have students who live in D.C., have been there their entire lives, and have never gone to the museum. And so, you know, through these programs, we are awakening for students a sense of, you know, what kind of resources are available to them. And when they learn that, then they have the opportunity to understand how to access all kinds of other resources that are available to them as lifelong learners.
This is a partnership really that's a little bit bigger than just the college and the museums. We have help from lots of different folks to make this happen. The name of the institute is the Paul Peck Humanities Institute.
That's right.
So I guess I have to ask, who's Paul Peck?
Paul Peck has been very generous to Montgomery College. 10 years ago, the Paul Peck Humanities Institute was founded, and it was founded through an NEH grant that required a 3-to-1 match.
And NEH is?
The National Endowment for the Humanities.
Thinking about the museums, right?
And you know, it was a huge thing to get the support that was needed to establish the institute, and many people were involved, including our own faculty. People right here at Montgomery College were making donations, but Paul Peck was by far the biggest donor. That's why the institute is named after him. He has given a great deal to Montgomery College. He also subsequently founded the Paul Peck Institute for American Culture and Civic Engagement. I hope I got that title right. But you know, he's somebody who has done a great deal to support our students, and he also has done other things in the community.
Certainly is a major supporter of the arts and humanities in general, and has done a lot of work with the Smithsonian itself very directly.
That's right. He has founded scholarship programs. He is very involved in the Smithsonian, so we're very grateful to him. He's created a lot of opportunities for people.
All right, we have just a little bit of time left in this segment here. We're going to talk to the students shortly, but Gail, here's your chance. If you had to say to somebody else out there that may be trying to figure out if there are opportunities to do exciting things at Montgomery College, what would you want them to know in a nutshell about the Smithsonian Internship Program?
It's a wonderful opportunity. It can become a lifelong opportunity, and I would encourage anyone that's interested to go to our website, which I imagine will be listed later, and check it out, and if they have questions, contact us.
You bet. We're going to share that information, and we thank you both for being with us
Thanks
today.
for having us.
We'll take a short break right now, and when we return, some of the students who are involved in the programs that we've talked about, the internship programs, and they'll share their experiences. Stay tuned. You're watching Campus Conversations.